we need voters to make these decisions. So I want to see this in the hands of the voters. We're going to win this the right way. We're going to do what we need to do. But the last thing we want is judges telling us who can and can't be on the ballot.
If he's not going to be eligible to be on the ballot, that's not America. America is not a country where a small group of aristocrats, a small group of effectively monarchs decides who can and cannot govern in this country. That's not America.
GOP candidate sounding off as Colorado bans Donald Trump from the primary ballot. So what role can Congress play in stopping it? House Majority Whip Tom Emmer joins us now. Congressman, thanks so much for joining the program. I want to address a portion of the report, as they say in Section F of it. Donald Trump says, look, they shouldn't have used January 6th report in the investigation here. And the court goes in the defensive and it says, look, there was Republicans on that committee, there was a Republican in the staff, and they say that the report was, quote, trustworthy. Where do you stand on the report being used as a premise in this investigation from the Supreme Court in Colorado?
Well, first off, Lawrence, thanks for having me. And
Pleasure.
Let's just put it on the table right away. Voters should decide elections, not liberal activist judges. Look, the Nancy Pelosi committee that was set up to study this thing and do a report was a sham. It was a one-sided deal. They like to say there were Republicans, but there were a couple of people on that committee that were very, they were leaving the Congress and they were leaving the Republican Party, quite frankly. Mm-hmm. So regardless of how you want to look at that, you've got all Democrats appointed to the Colorado Supreme Court. And they've ruled 4-3 that somehow Donald Trump should not be allowed on the ballot because of the 14th Amendment. You've already had 5 states, Lawrence, throw this ridiculous thing out. This is election interference. And really, I think our Supreme Court will take care of it in short order.
Yeah, the Supreme Court here in Colorado said that these were duly elected Republicans and there were Republican staff members. I think you can look at their public statements and see where they fell on if they liked or disliked Donald Trump before that. I want to move on to this, though, because Senator Tillis is threatening to withhold election funds from states for the misuse of the 14th Amendment. Explain how that process would go. Do you see that actually happening?
The Senate it can do some things to delay funds, I'm sure. But, Lawrence, we do not want Congress running our state-based election system. That's exactly what Democrats would like. They would like to have it all happen out of Washington, D.C., because it'd be easier to control. The state-based system works, and I think we have to trust in our Supreme Court to actually do the work. The U.S. Supreme Court that decides constitutional issues, by the way, U.S. constitutional issues. And I have a feeling that they'll tell this state court very shortly that that decision is flawed. We're not going to let a partisan court interfere with the election, and Donald Trump will be restored to the ballot.
I only got about 10 seconds, Congressman. Real quickly, how do you think this impacts the Republican primary here? Do you think this only, puts more pressure on the other candidates to get out and solidify and coalesce behind Donald Trump?
Well, it definitely puts the former president in an even stronger position because people believe in fairness. Americans, regardless of what your political persuasion is, believe in fairness. Yeah. And clearly, this smacks of something other than fairness, and that's going to benefit the former president.
Yeah, it just begs the question, why are they trying to take him out before the election? Do they not think they can win against Donald Trump? We'll see. We'll be following. Congressman, thanks so much for getting up early for us.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.